So, um, this is just like a thing that I'm gonna do at the end of all the series of like story-based things, and I guess I kind of did it at the end of the abandoned Half-Life map, and I'll continue to do it at the last episode of the Half-Life map series too. But it's just sort of like an overview of what I specifically thought of the game that I played. So, anyways. And I'm gonna try to split it up into categories, so I think first of all, I'll start with gameplay. Gameplay-wise, I thought that Huntress of the Hollow was actually not... I mean, it was like... I don't know how to say it, like... It was a little bit repetitive, but not too much that it got, like... you know, annoying that you didn't really want to play the game just because it was so repetitive. I mean, it didn't have much in the way of gameplay because there wasn't really any puzzles. The combat was very basic, but that wasn't really the focus of the game, as it's not usually the focus of most JRPGs to have good gameplay. It's the story, which I'll move on to next. I thought that the story was kind of weird. I mean, obviously it was based off of Little Red Riding Hood. Or at least, you know, really heavily influenced by that. But they changed it enough that it felt like it was its own story, and, you know, as much as the twist with the huntsman was, you know, the huntsman being a wolf was a bit predictable, it was still pretty cool, and, you know, it wasn't, something that would make me want to, like, you know, again, it wouldn't want to make me stop playing the game. And I felt, you know, a part of the story the whole time that I was playing. Except the time where I was fucking running through, like, you know, the entire map, just to get to the other side. I did not like that. That was kind of annoying. Next, let's talk about the graphics. Most JRPGs tend to have the same graphics, or at least extremely similar graphics, because they're all made with the same engine, or most of them are made with the same engine. And this one was a little bit different because it was more pixely, it was more just straight pixel art, other than kind of like low resolution characters. And they were, I mean, it was, like, I don't know, it was a bit more like solid colors and stuff, instead of just like a bunch of blurred colors, which isn't bad the other way, but I do prefer this way a lot more. But like, you know, for example, the screen here, it's really good, because, I mean, obviously, I've done pixel art before, and, I mean, if you see my pixel art time-lapse things, and, but anyways, I thought that it was really good, for the most part. I mean, well, not even for the most part. I can't think of a single situation where it wasn't good. I mean, just the entirety of it was excellent. So yeah, the graphics were, in my opinion, really, really good, for the kind of game this is. I guess next we'll do the music. Obviously, so you can hear the music now a little bit, probably in the background, and it's, I thought that the music was fucking amazing. I mean, it was, you know, it was spot on. There was, like, nothing that I would change about it. Yeah, that's just, oh, it's excellent. I mean, so I went through the files of the game, and I noticed something, the theme music at the menu screen is, like, it's not in the game, and so I looked around and I found a really sped up version of it, which, yeah, it actually is playing right now. Speak of the devil. But anyways, if you slow this track down, then it sounds like the menu music, and I don't know if this specific sped up version of it is actually in the game. I don't really remember, but yeah. So I think that the characters of what characters there were met their purpose within the game, but nothing else. I mean, they were the characters that they were destined to be, and you know, their personalities were. I mean, their personalities met their they were mediocre, I guess you could say. They weren't like, you know, none of them blew me away. They weren't like any they weren't like spectacular or anything. They weren't like, and they were believable enough for me to feel like that they were people, but they weren't like, you know, it didn't feel like they had specific personalities, really. I mean, they had specific personalities, but it didn't feel like a personality. It just felt like, you know, this is the character that they are, and that's it. Because they never really changed. The only big change that there was, really, well, I mean, there wasn't really a big change. It was, the only thing that was really good about the character things, like making the characters and their personalities and stuff, was the Huntsman, because he did always have a really freaky air about him. Like, he was, you know, up to something, but he also kept, you know, cool, and, you know, he seems like somebody that you could trust, and somebody who would stab you in the back at the same time. Honestly, I think the Huntsman had the best character out of all of them. But, yeah, that's about it. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, so, in short, I guess, yes, I liked Huntress of the Hollow, and I'm really glad that I played it. And, just, yeah, I'll certainly remember it as, you know, it's not one of my favorite games, and I don't think I would recommend it to anybody who isn't into JRPGs, but, it is certainly really good, and I think that this game, in fact, would be an excellent game to introduce people to the JRPG genre if they had never tried it before. But yeah, I mean, that's it. Thanks for watching, and, yeah, I'll see you in the next episode, which will almost certainly be another Dead Space. So, see you.